Many years ago, in a small remote village in the heart of Japan, a terrifying legend began to spread. It was said that a young girl named Akiko, known for her beauty and innocence, had been the victim of a terrible betrayal and her soul was cursed. Legend had it that Akiko came to life each night as a vengeful haunt known as Yurei. His shaggy black hair covered his pale face and his eyes glowed with an eerie light. She wore a blood-stained white kimono, which fluttered around her as she wandered through the village seeking revenge. Those who met Yurei's gaze were consumed by a deep, paralyzing fear, unable to move or flee. She whispered macabre words in his ears, promising a terrible fate to those who had betrayed her trust. Each night, Yurei chose a victim, invading their dreams and making them relive their worst nightmares. She tormented them with horrible visions and drove them to the brink of madness. Those who were haunted by it met a tragic and bloody end, as if they had been ripped from reality into a world of darkness. The village was plunged into fear and distrust. People would lock their doors and windows at night, praying that Yurei wouldn't find them. But the haunting was relentless, always finding a way to enter the homes of residents. A brave young woman named Emi decided to face Yurei's curse. She studied ancient legends and rituals, seeking a way to release Akiko's tormented soul and bring peace back to the village. With the help of a local sage, Emi discovered that the only way to break the curse was to find the traitor responsible for Akiko's death and offer him a sacrifice. Determined, Emi embarked on a perilous journey to uncover the truth and confront the traitor. Facing daunting obstacles and horrifying visions, Emi followed the clues until she reached an old abandoned house, where the truth finally came out. The traitor was someone who could never have been suspected, and the revelation left Emi in shock. With the sacrifice in hand, Emi confronted the traitor and made the offer. Yurei's curse has been broken and Akiko's soul has finally found peace. The village, now freed from terror, could finally breathe a sigh of relief. Yurei's legend and Emi's courage have been passed down from generation to generation, as a grim reminder that betrayal and revenge can lead to a terrible fate. And to this day, the people of that village remember the story as a warning never to challenge the limits of the supernatural and never to underestimate the power of troubled souls. Many years ago, in a small isolated town, a series of terrible events took place that left the community in a state of horror and fear. This terrifying story is based on true events and became known as the House of Tragedy. The House of Tragedy was an imposing mansion, which had been inhabited by a wealthy and influential family. However, rumors began to circulate about sinister activities taking place within the house. Dark rituals were said to be performed, involving human sacrifice and evil invocations. A group of investigators decided to explore the house and discover the truth behind these disturbing rumors. They entered the dark and dusty corridors, feeling a dark presence hovering over them. As they progressed, they found evidence of macabre activity, such as demonic symbols and human remains. As they investigated, the group members began to feel an evil presence watching them. Shadows moved across the walls and unintelligible whispers echoed through the empty rooms. The atmosphere became increasingly oppressive and claustrophobic as darkness seemed to engulf everything around. Suddenly, a member of the group mysteriously disappeared. The other investigators panicked and tried to find his friend, but the corridors seemed to change places, confusing them and leading them to dead ends. They felt trapped in a hellish labyrinth, where death lurked around every corner. One by one, the investigators were found dead, their bodies maimed and their minds driven mad by the terror they had experienced. Only one survivor managed to escape the House of Tragedy, but he carried with him the indelible mark of the horror he witnessed. The story of the House of Tragedy quickly spread throughout the city, leaving an open wound in the community. The mansion was abandoned and considered cursed, standing as a dark reminder of the evil that can inhabit even the most beautiful places. To this day, the story of the House of Tragedy haunts the city, serving as a grim warning that evil can lurk anywhere, ready to unleash unimaginable terror.